Well, well, well. Look what we have here. A best of three. We have both won a game. It is Imperial Assault Fight Night.
It is the final SmackDown.
It is the final SmackDown. Game
the big
three.
Bambino.
Using the third and final map. Do you remember which map the third one is?
It
what
was
the name of it
Kuat
is?
Space Station.
And which scenario got randomly selected after we were down to our last list?
It was incoming transmission.
Cool. So before we go over that, this is game three of Fight Night. So if you haven't watched game 1 and 2, I recommend going back and doing that. It gives a little more context to what's going on here.
It'll make a little bit more sense.
But essentially, Tim and I have played 2 games already. We each won 1 using 2 different lists on 2 different maps. Now we're on the third map using
With
our
2 different
third
scenarios.
list with 2 different scenarios.
No, it's the third list, third map, third scenario.
That's basically 9 different things.
So many things.
So we're duking it out. We're trying to see who the better man is, basically. And
That's pretty much how you define it. Really.
So going into game 3, we've seen a twist on the 4x4 from you with officers and guards and Tuskens and Rule by Fear. We've also seen Luke and the Saboteurs. What is your third list? And I've got a feeling I know who's in it.
The third list has the man, the myth, the legend, Imperial Officer.
Yep. Yep.
Then it also has 2 Royal Guards.
Okay. I hear they're okay.
They're okay.
Okay.
An elite Tusken.
Excellent. Nice spot you there.
And this little guy named Boba Fett.
Now, before we go anywhere, Boba Fett's incredible.
Boba Fett.
If you're watching this and you haven't played Last Skirmish, just realize Boba Fett's great. So go ahead.
Boba Fett is also really great with Royal Guards.
Yeah. So Boba Fett has 6 speed. He has mobile.
He
With
has a
officers,
built-in block
he
and
can
a
just
built-in
fly around.
surge cancel.
Yeah, built-in block and surge cancel. With the Royal Guard, he's got 2 blocks and a surge cancel.
But worse, he can roll a 1
pain.
black as well, so it's 2 blocks, 2 surge cancel.
And, well, he's got the built-in block. He's got the block from the Royal Guard, and his minimum is either a second surge cancel or a third block.
Yeah.
So you have to do damage to even touch this guy. And then, to make matters worse, he has recover.
He can have recover.
He can have recover, which in this case he did. He did.
Used it.
So thoughts on this? This is basically Tim's in an Imperial Assault Fight Night. Tim is Tim. He's got to run Boba Fett.
I can't not do it.
Yeah. So any other thoughts on this list before you dive in? And we'll get to the post game later. But what's anything else going on in your mind during this build session?
Yeah. I would change things. No,
All
I'm just
right.
kidding.
Well, if you would, we'll visit that after the game. Now I am running Luke Skywalker and the Saboteurs. It's Luke, 2 elite Saboteurs, Gideon, R2D2, C3PO, and Diala, which is different. Diala Pacel, which is different than Tim's list. He was running Mac and what else did you get instead of Diala?
Another unit of Saboteurs.
And another unit of Saboteurs. And I'm just a huge fan of Diala. She is a pain. She's another Force user, so a lot of those command cards that you would use with Luke also are usable by her. She rolls a white dice that she can reroll in defense. She has recover. They have to actually spend serious ammo, and a lot of times you just dodge it and then attack twice with some card, and then you recover it, and it's just like...
She can be a pain.
Yep. So I'm a huge fan of her, and it's going to... it's Saboteurs, so I have Blast. It's Luke, so I have rerolls, and a nice, solid character who can go in and saber strike some stuff. And Diala, who can also bring the heat. So she can also... Side note, this is also what makes her really good. She can discard a command card when she's attacking to remove a defense die from the opponent. So
that seems pretty good, Zach.
Yeah, it can be really good. A lot of times officers can just dodge out of your way, and she can just...
It seems really good against the list that has a bunch of white dice.
You don't have that many white dice.
No, I don't. I'm saying in general.
Against another Saboteur list, it can be really good. I can just hammer
You
Saboteurs
can mow down
to the ground.
Saboteurs pretty easily.
Yeah, and even things like Luke, right? Luke... Being able to just get some damage in is actually
it's huge.
Mucho critical.
Because anytime the Luke rolls a dodge, it's bad for you.
Yep.
Unless you are Luke.
Any other?
And it's good for you.
Any other thoughts before we go into the game?
No, I think that it's just going to be a good game.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for watching. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this epic finish to Fight Night. It's been a privilege. We'll catch you guys in the booth.
See you there.
All right, we are back with Game 3 after quite the terrible slaughter in Game 2. I am Zach.
And I am Tim.
And I am playing here on the left using Luke, Saboteurs, and Friends. Luke, 2 sets of Elite Saboteurs, R2D2, C3PO, Gideon, and my choice of Diala, which is something that happens sometimes and doesn't happen others.
It happens. I'm playing the man, the myth, the legend, Imperial Officer. And then I also have Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
A unique
Boba Fett.
Elite Tuskens and 2 units of Royal Guards.
You and these Tuskens,
and
man.
Rule by Fear.
It's a classic love story. So tell me about Rule by Fear for a second.
Rule by Fear is bonkers.
Okay.
Start of the game, you draw 2 extra command cards, and you have to discard 1 of your 5 cards.
And I don't know if we've said it yet or not during this series, but command cards win games.
I think that's the first time we've said it.
Yeah, I think so.
So you guys listening at home.
So you basically get your choice, right?
Command cards.
You start with an extra one, and it's among the top 5 off your command
win
deck.
games.
Yeah, super good. So you've kind of gone with like a Vader's Fist style list, subbed in Boba Fett, added in Tuskens, danced around, added in some skirmish upgrades, and we're facing off here on the incoming transmission mission Kuat Space Station map. Basically, you'll see 3 of the mission objective tokens, the red circles, on the board. At the end of each round, we're going to put a strain on those
Each one of them,
objectives. A player that controls those objectives may discard 1 at the end of a phase, may discard it if they control it, and score 3 points per strain on that objective. So if you wait 4 rounds and there's 4 tokens on it, if you discard it then, it's 12 points. So it's kind of this game of like, I control it early.
It's push your luck.
And do I want to not score the points right now, or do I want to wait? And you'll see on the bottom left of this map, there's 2 doors with one of the tokens inside. And one of the rules is you cannot open one of those doors from the inside. So you can open the door that's on your side of the map, but you cannot open the door to get to the other side of the map. And this really prevents you from just going into their deployment zone, because the 2 deployment zones are so close to each other.
Yeah. So I am pushing some guards around, moving some guards, positioning. You are doing a similar thing with Luke and 3PO and R2-D2. You're focusing some people. What's your plan here, Zach?
My plan is to take names and win this game. No, so my plan, if you look, R2's kind of inching up towards that terminal in the middle. He's not the fastest guy, so he's probably not getting to the terminal on the top right of the map. We have shots here. Saboteur shooting at the royal guard. Whew. 3 blocks, extra one from the guard next to you. I roll no surge, so you just take a damage. Really not
bad for me.
Not the greatest thing. Early plan, I'm going to use Gideon and C-3PO, which I've already done. I've focused Diala and Luke. And then I'm going to bring my saboteurs around to start shooting at the guys that you're putting in range. But I'm trying to get R2 to that terminal, and I'm going to ultimately try to get C-3PO in a position to really give my friendly units that extra surge cancel for a while. Or make you shoot C-3PO.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Both Luke and Diala have the potential to just wreck some faces.
They can demolish a fool.
Demolish a fool. I pity a fool. Mr. T. You should be Mr. T. That'd make this experience.
That's what they call me in
All right,
high
playing
school.
a command card here. You're so sly. It's like you just kind of barely show it. I think you did something to move an extra space there.
I played Urgency. Not Urgency, the other one. Fleet-footed.
Yeah. And having reach, you can punch from a space away, so that royal guard's going to get a punch my saboteur here. Rolling a white die, so cross my fingers, hope to not blank. And I blanked. Just a casual 5 damage and a stun.
It's not 6, though.
It's not 6. Part of what makes those elite saboteurs the magical mystery tour.
They are so much better than the regular saboteurs, Zach.
Agreed.
If I could run 3 units of elites, I would.
That is pretty much why Diala is in this list instead of a 3rd unit of saboteurs. The cap on 2 elites of a particular unit. I love the blue royal guards here, Bones.
Thank you. Senate guards.
Yep. They need like the head
little
dressing.
plumes.
Yep. All right. Saboteurs
wear a
coming
bow.
in for the pain. Now, your list does not have blast as far as I'm aware of.
It does not. It's got some stun and some weaken.
That means I can be next to each other. That was a terrible roll. D9. They're going to keep trying to get in there, though. And yeah, I mean, I have to ask, too, like, why I could have focused my saboteurs instead of Luke and Diala, but I'm kind of investing in them, expecting them to really bring the pain in a minute. That's a good roll. All right, you're going to be able to boost the damage by a couple. Now, one thing, like, just strategically speaking on my end, I have a lot more activations and units than you.
Yes.
So, in this kind of a scenario where there is a certain amount of control element happening to control these pieces when you want to, I'm in a pretty distinct advantage, I think, because I'm just going to have more units early on to deny you scoring those points. But that said, my units die faster than yours, or they have the potential to die faster than yours.
Yeah, white dice can be a fickle mistress.
Boba Fett getting in there, and that's really a not great roll on
It's
your
not
part.
the best roll. but it's
It's a
fine.
little below average. I think you probably should have had a few more damage there.
It's fine.
But it works out.
I love Boba Fett, Zach.
I am very aware.
He is very good.
In this game or just in general?
Yes. He's very good.
He's very good. He's super hard to hit. Next to a Royal Guard, you basically are starting with 2 blocks and a surge cancel before you do anything.
You know what's really good, Zach? A block and 2 surge cancels. Or 2 blocks and a surge cancel.
Yep, by default.
By default. The worst roll you're going to have is a block and 3 surge cancels.
Blocking 2 surge cancels.
2 blocks and 3 surge cancels.
Yeah, no, 2 surge cancels. You start with 1.
Yeah.
You can't roll a double
God,
surge
it's so good.
Yep. But, like Luke with Pierce 3 can get in there.
Crazy hair, don't care.
Crazy hair, sandy hair, don't care. All right, here comes Diala, going to contest the terminal and move next to your guard, move away from next to your guard, and parting blow. I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have done it, Tim.
When will you learn, Zach?
Never. I should have just moved on to the terminal. 1 block, going to re-roll because that's what Diala does. A block and a surge cancel. Going to hit me for 4 damage. And a stun.
Just 2 damage in the stun.
Yeah, there you go.
But it's what I wanted.
It is indeed what you wanted.
Parting Blow is a very good card, Zach.
I've heard and seen.
You know what are really good? Command cards.
All right, we're putting strain on each of these objectives. You control one, I control the other. Initiative is passing to you, but I'm going to take initiative with my C-3PO, Human Cyborg Relations. And
C-3PO.
I don't think either of us are going to score here. You kind of got that one on the bottom left locked down. But for every turn you don't score it, you have a Tusken that's just sitting there. And I'm already up on units, so I forewent that. I'm going to give you that objective until it's a problem. And I think that's going to ultimately be the right call because I'm just pushing my advantage of units on the where the fight's happening.
Yeah, for sure. But because you have that advantage, I can't just give you that terminal either.
That is the problem.
Or the mission token.
Looks like Diala here swinging at the Royal Guard. Trying to get some surge there to recover. Maybe it's not Diala. Oh, it's she got stuck in that spot. She didn't move yet. I get it now. All right, gonna add the damage there and get rid of Royal Guard. I got a unit off the board.
Good work, Zach.
I hear that's the goal. And then we got Saboteur going all the way downtown.
Going ham sandwich.
Yep. Basically contesting that terminal and also being in a position where I'm kind of dividing my units out but leaving all of them within striking distance of your units. And that's a dodge. That's a Dodge City. Dodge City.
Dodged. I wanted him to die, Zach.
Yes, you did.
I'm pummeling Diala.
All right, so that means you get 2 attacks. Can he do it?
Whoa.
Oh, that's not good. Cancel the surge, so that's going to be 1 damage. Not going to be enough to get it done, but you have 1 more attack. We'll see if you can get it out of here.
That's better.
Need a dodge. Math. So that's 2 hits and a surge.
So she goes up to 7 damage.
Yep. I don't re-roll because I could just blank and die.
Lose.
Diala's going to go. Unstun. Trying to play Sarlacc Sweep there, but it has to be 2 different units. Yeah.
Does not work, Zach.
2 attacks with her is really important for the recover potential of getting to trigger twice. You roll 2 blocks. Boom. I get the damage and the surge, so I'm going to do 4 damage and get to recover 2.
Seems okay. Are you going to recover here?
Or I could just push the damage through.
Because Boba's going to attack her.
Oh, I recover. What else am I going to use it on?
Oh, I thought you only had 1. Sorry.
Nope. So I was able to get rid of the Regard, and Diala now has 3 health instead of 1. The question is, do you want to spend Boba on her?
Yeah.
All right, here he goes. Boba's shooting Diala. I almost would have tried with the Tuskens, because I could dodge.
Or you could not.
Well, I'm going to re-roll and try.
Or you could not.
And she's out of here. But she got rid of her Royal Guard first, which is definitely a good trade.
Yeah, no, it's not bad at all.
I think just you using the multiple attacks on her is also worth. That's a good investment on
Yeah.
the part.
You gotta do what you gotta do, though. I can have the all up in my business.
Here comes R2 getting next to the terminal, drawing me a card.
R2D2.
I love R2.
He's really good. He's really cool.
All right, you do very interesting things with your royal guards here, and not in a bad way, but in a good way. Like this, you move up, and then now you're punching the saboteur that's furthest away. Really bad roll on your part.
Really bad roll on your part, too.
Correctamundo, and he's dead, and now you are contesting the objective.
That was the hope.
You did it. Yellow saboteurs.
Nailed it. Crushed it.
Crushed it.
Zach, saboteurs are good.
I'm a fan.
They hit like a truck,
They can.
and they blow up like a glass cannon.
Also true.
Have you ever
Dude.
seen a glass cannon, Zach?
Saboteur just nuked your royal guard there, the blue one.
That happens.
Let's see what happens here. Going to be 2 damage on the royal guard. And now, my question is, if Luke can go in there and get rid of that royal guard, your board's looking real thin.
My board is already looking real thin.
My board's not so fat either, honestly. But you're going to waste your time on R2D2. LOL.
I don't know that it's wasting time, but
It's what makes him so great, right? Is that he's kind of annoying.
he's very annoying.
Dodge. Because it's blank, and it's R2. See you next week, Tuscan.
Oh, R2. How perfect is that ability for him?
It's it's so good. That Tuscan over there moving around that mission.
How about Gideon focusing from afar?
Line of sight focus is pretty good.
It's so good. It's one of the best abilities in the game, methinks.
Agreed. Officer coming around shooting at R2 from downtown. I got a surge cancel and a block. I don't think you have range.
Searching for +2. So R2 takes 2 damage.
All right.
Who's coming up? Saber striking the Bobster.
And contesting. So 3 blocks and a surge cancel, but I have Pierce 3, so you're going to have a surge cancel. Woo! 5 damage. And I can
7
add
damage,
2, so
7
it's
damage.
7. And Bo has 12 health total, right?
Yep.
So he is down to 5 health, which means if I can attack him again, that's lights out.
Like if you had like a Son of Skywalker or something.
That'd be pretty good.
You're at 36 points, Zach. I'm at 7.
I'm not 36.
You're not?
No.
You're not.
Nowhere near.
Math.
Math is hard. So you're the only one that's discard terminal here, scoring 6 points, and it's getting I can feel your numbers are getting restricted more and more, right? And I still have a ton of activations, which is a fundamental discrepancy here.
Yeah. I'm going with Boba. Recovering some healths.
Yep, and doing some damage to Luke. And gonna hit me for a weaken here, which I'm using an upside down bleed token because we haven't released a token that's for weaken just yet. But stay tuned, it's coming.
Put that anywhere. Boba's hurting hard here.
Yeah, he is. He's down to 7 health. He recovered for 2, and he's kind of trying to hide. I think we'll see if R2. I think I'm gonna try to snipe him with R2 here. Maybe not.
I dare you.
All right, Saboteur actually going. Pierce 2, gonna hit for 3 damage on your royal guard, who's looking pretty saucy.
Doesn't kill him.
It's close. The other one's gonna get a go.
And it kills him.
And there he goes. So that's not only gonna get rid of an activation, that's a model off the board. That's 8 points for me. And it means I'm controlling that zone, which is gonna be worth 9 points at the end of this round.
Which is bad for me. Dodge.
Oh, R2D2, how I love thee.
I hate R2 right now.
He's just hanging out of the terminal, man. You can't shoot him. That's what he does. And it looks like you're trying to block my way here a little bit, which I'm not sure you fully calculated.
No, I calculated.
Math.
You can't get in there and saber strike me.
Yeah, I'd have to shoot you at the moment. And Saber Strike's a big deal because of
Pierce 3.
Pierce 3.
Because of the ability.
R2 shooting at Boba Fett.
Doing the damage.
Yep. Zapping it. And I used my other action to draw a card.
You're going to scomp around.
Gideon is coming around and going to focus Luke. I wonder why I'm doing that.
Don't know.
It's because I want to kill Boba Fett.
Okay. Makes sense.
Memo. I sent you the memo yesterday. I can't believe you didn't get it.
I didn't read it. Excuse me. I'm going to have to ask you to come in on Saturday.
About that. Oh, man. Now C-3PO's hanging out with R2.
You going to focus him?
No, just
Yeah,
making
you focused R2.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
I should have done that before he attacked.
Oh.
Come on. But he's not giving him the defensive bonus. What an annoying pair.
It's so good.
All right, urgency coming around to block the zone there. Now I'm gonna have to make a choice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Luke can go around and go after Boba Fett, or he can do
You can
this.
go kill the officer. Try to, at least.
He can try to kill the officer. So he's gonna move 2. Now he's shooting the officer with the focus, and officer rolls a blank.
That's not the roll I wanted.
Odds of death are almost 100%.
Almost.
We'll see. Hear all his dice?
I
Jingle
do.
jangle. I think he died.
Jingle jangle being a bongo.
All right, 2 more points for me. Officer off the board. You're down yet another activation. You're left with Boba Fett and some Tuskens. Luke's going to move back to the zone, and I'm going to score both of those for 9 points each.
For 9 points each.
It seems like it's going very favorable for me, Tim.
It ain't bad.
And I have initiative. Whew.
Shooting Boba Fett with R2.
Yep, focused RT rolling a yellow and
He's so
a green. Look at that.
I get a free surge for R2.
Excellent news. 1 damage and a stun on Boba Fett. Thanks, R2D2. People's champion.
Oh, R2.
So
You're
now,
so cute.
oh wait, that was at the end of the turn. I did use C-3PO before using R2.
The old Boba Fett R2 body slam.
Or maybe I used R2 twice.
Maybe he used R2 twice. Invalid. I have no idea.
I don't know. The whole game is invalidated now, potentially. Just kidding. I think it's going how it's going. We'll see what happens. And a dodge. Thank you, R2D2.
That's what you want.
R2 Hero of the Rebellion.
Actually, I think I just went with R2 at the first of this turn because he's activated at this point.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Gideon coming around sundown, focusing Luke.
What?
And Boba Fett being stunned is really terrible for you.
Is it like?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell me about it?
So you already used your activation to unstun and then shoot R2 for no gain. Dodging like a champion that he is. C-3PO is gone. 2 more points. Celebration for 4 points. That's a great use of celebration. Probably the only downside to R2 and C-3PO is that they're little activations that are unique that you can kill and celebrate. I'm picturing Boba Fett dancing when C-3PO gets blown up. I think you're putting that Tusken there thinking the math is the same, but Luke's in a different position than he was earlier. Fun times.
I couldn't have stopped you. Wherever I positioned him this time.
There's no stopping us this time. All right. Saboteur is going to go. Shooting at the Tusken. Gonna swing through for a whole damage there.
R2's dead.
Looks like you're remembering your +1 damage.
Yep, R2's dead.
R2's gone. That's 3 more points.
It's about time.
And you're really also just removing a lot of my activations.
The problem with the situation, Zach, is that I have 2 Tuskens and Boba Fett left.
And Boba Fett could last, though, right?
He can.
I'd like that to be 2 Royal Guards instead.
He can, that's for sure.
1 damage.
But it's not looking great. Damage on Boba Fett. Let's see if I can get another. Or stun, or a lot of damage.
2 damage, and how much else you got? 2 damage.
6 health left here.
Bubba is under a lot of fire right now.
He's under pressure. This is when he would exit the building.
pressure.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's
Stay tuned later for the sing along with Tim.
he would be probably jetpacking around right now. out of here.
So Boba Fett has 10 damage here. He's down to 2 health.
He's
and
fine.
Luke has yet to go. All right. Luke coming around for a saber strike. This is not looking good for old Bubbies.
It is not good for Bubba's.
And Bubba's 13 points, so this would be the game if I can finish it here. And that
5
is
damage.
it.
Woo!
All right, we are going to hop out of the booth for some post-game discussion. Thank you guys so much for watching.
See you guys.
And there you have it. Tim, what do you have to say for yourself?
I lost.
Yeah.
It was a good game, though. I fought valiantly.
You fought.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like at 36 points or something. It's close.
Yeah. It was a close game. It was way closer than the second game where you crushed my face in. So, just really reality check here for a second. I'm running Luke in the Saboteurs. Very tested list. I'm running Diallo, which is something that you do or don't see sometimes. But ultimately, I'm running a good list. It's a known good list. It's a solid list, and you're running a different list.
I'm running a what's the word for it? Tier 2?
Let's just call it experimental jazz.
Experimental jazz.
So you want to run Boba Fett, obviously.
Boop-a-beep-bop.
So perfect. Yes.
Jazz.
What? Now you've played that game. What would you change about that list just from that experience?
All right, so I would change one or two things.
Or things.
So you drop Boba. No, I'm just kidding.
You end up with a 4x4. Drop Boba, drop the Tuscans,
Leave the
2 more
cards.
officers, 2 more officers. And there you have it. 4x4. We'll see you guys next week.
No, I would add more officers though. I would probably drop the Tuscans and add in another officer and an elite officer.
Yep.
Because that extra attack with Boba can be huge because you get the extra use of his battle presence or battle. The battle presence is his strain ability, his other ability, where you get to choose the ability of 3.
Yep.
And then stacking it, so you can get another use of that, whether it be the recover or the extra damage.
Yeah, I think that's where, for me, like looking at the list, because obviously Boba Fett came out. Boba Fett's super cool. I've looked at building a list of Boba Fett. I almost used a Boba Fett list. And for me, when I was building it, it was kind of a take on Vader's Fist, except for it was Boba Fett. So you drop Vader, who's 18 points, for Boba, who's 13. And you have to run the Alliance card, basically, to get Boba Fett. But that gives you a little more space to run other things, whether it's more officers or insert stuff here. So I think with his 6 speed and his mobile, and his ability to be next to units and not be as scary when they have blast, which I'll get into in a second, but 6 speed and mobile with officers is really good. You can move them around, you can use the officer cards to ready activations, to focus, and just really get some mean punches with Boba Fett or the Royal Guards. But I also think he's a really great unit to have next to models, actually. So he has a built-in block, the built-in surge cancel. Next to a Royal Guard, he's got a second block. So he's rolling a black die, so he's either going to roll 2 blocks and 2 cancels, or
good.
3 blocks and 1 cancel.
At least.
Yeah.
It could be like 4 blocks. and
So
cancel.
the math behind that makes it very hard for blast to happen, because they have to get past the 3 damage and have a surge left to trigger the blast, right?
Yeah.
And you're canceling one of the surges. So a lot of times they have to spend the surge to do damage at all. And then one of their surges get canceled. So they have to roll 2 or 3 surges just to have a shot at blasting you. So that makes actually being next to models not so scary.
Yeah.
So you can be next to officers who can now have cower if they decide to attack the officer, or next to Royal Guards and not really feel like super blast damage.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
So that's my take on Boba. Obviously, I didn't run that list.
What about you, Zach? Would you change anything about your list?
No. I like my list a lot. I think the choice I make in that list is Diala.
Yeah,
I'm a huge Diala fan.
I agree.
For a million reasons. I said it in the intro. At least 6.
Okay, that's more.
I'm a huge Diala fan, and I think she's great. And this is my style of play.
Zach's got a little bit of a crush.
All right. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
It was a good game, Zach. You played well. You won. You deserve it.
Absolutely. Thank you for playing.
You're
Thanks
a
for the
better man than
challenge.
I.
I don't know if that's the
Well-
case, but I am better at Imperial Assault.
Well,
Just kidding.
That's you really like your opinion, man.
Good choices for me. I'll say that. I appreciate you accepting the challenge and for being a good sport about it. So
It was fun.
Thank you guys so much for watching. It means the world to us. Hope you've enjoyed this series. If you haven't already, check out the command tokens. We use them throughout the entire series. Makes the experience of playing this beautiful, wonderful, awesome game that's called Imperial Assault even better, and it allows us to keep doing the kind of things we're doing, just like this kind of content. So we appreciate your support, we appreciate the purchases, and we'll catch you next time on more Imperial Assault content.
See you guys there.
All right. You guys ready for the...
Are we filming that?